Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the active and passive voice. So today I will discuss the active and passive voice. Active voice. What is the active voice? The subject performs the action. The action, the subject is doing an action. The subject performs the action, the subject is doing an action. For example, the boy kicked the ball. The boy kicked the ball. She wrote a letter. If you see the example of all the tenses that I explained before, all the examples are in the active voice. Okay? Now come to the passive voice. This is a new word for you, passive voice. The subject receive the action. The subject receive the action. Or the action is done by the object. And if something is done by the object, the subject receive the action. If something is done by that subject indirectly. The ball was kicked by the boy. In that example, the ball was kicked by the boy. And maybe his teacher says them, maybe his father says them that you must kick the ball. Then the other example, a letter was written by her. A letter was written by her. In the both sentences, she wrote a letter. Maybe he want to write the letter, but this letter, maybe his father says to him that you should write this letter. Here is the formula. You know all formula, the active voice, and a subject, verb plus object. This is in a lot of sentences we discuss it. In a subject, verb plus object. But the passive voice formula is different. You should just put object, then helping verb, then past participle, I mean third form of the verb, then by a plus subject. Any object plus auxiliary verb plus third form of the verb plus by a plus subject. Okay, that's the formula. Now come to the uses and where we use these sentences. Active voice. Active voice when the message is clear, direct, and stronger writing. You should use the active voice. And when the message is clear, direct, and stronger writing. Passive voice. Passive voice. Now we're using the passive when the order is unknown, when the doer is unknown, when some work is unknown, when the doer of the work and the subject is unknown, unimportant, and the subject is not important. Or you want to emphasize the action, and you must do this work. A receiver, then it is called passive voice. When the doer is unknown, unimportant, or you want to emphasize the action, a receiver, and you should emphasize on the object. In that condition you are using. Some example I will show you. In active voice, someone stole my bike. Someone stole my bike. So here they emphasize on my bike. And my bike is important. My bike was stolen by someone. Someone stole my bikes. My bike was stolen by someone. Okay? So here I will discuss some example. Active voice and passive voice. Active voice. The teacher praised the student. Teacher praised the student. So this sentence was in past indefinite. So here is the formula. You already seen that the object is converted into subject. So here the object is the student. The student, I will use the student. Then auxiliary verb. The student is singular, so this way I am using was. Then main verb and praised, praised. Then by and then the subject and the teacher. And the student was praised by the teacher. Here is another example. They built a house. They built a bridge. They built a bridge. Past independent. First I will write the object in a bridge, then auxiliary verb. A bridge is singular, was will be used. Then built, third form of the verb, then by, and then they, subjective form and objective form is them. And then the subject. But this subject will convert it into a objective case, because the position here is in objective case, in objective. So when the subject is used in the object position, you convert it into objective cases. Okay. Then in the last example, the chef cooked the meal. The chef cooked the meal. Also past indefinite. The meal the meal is object. The meal I write the first. The meal, then auxiliary verb was, then main verb in cooked, then by of the ships. The meal was cooked by the ships. The meal was cooked by the ships. So this is the example. So you should memorize the formula that first you write the object, then the helping verb, then the main verb, third form of the verb of the main verb, then by, and then subject. But you should notice that if it is noun, no problem, you cannot change it. But if it is pronoun, then you should watch the video of pronoun and the cases of pronoun. Suppose when you're using in the place of object, you should write the cases of objective case of the pronoun. If not using it the cases position, then you should write the possessive case. If you use it in the as a subject, then you should know the subjective case, and sometimes possessive case. Suppose my book is using such sometimes is a subject, sometimes, and suppose her book, her is sometimes it is a objective case of the she, and sometimes it is possessive case. Okay, so you should memorize that kind of status. And my and her, his, this is sometimes using objective case and sometimes in possessive cases. So I think you will understand the video. See you for the next video. See you then. Bye bye. Take care of yourself and your family. Bye bye. Thank you so much.